Y'all, Dorit done Tootsie rolled into finding her voice and a backbone. Look at God. I'm just wondering, where was that same energy when she was down to the table with Erica? I got my notes. I hope y'all got yours. Let's get on into it. All right, y'all, so let's get on into it. So down to Kyle's B-Day party, Erica divulges how she learned about Tom's cheating. Now, I validate everything that Erica says about Tom and his cheating and the women and everything, okay? But what we not gonna do, okay, is act like this is not the B storyline to the A storyline of these damn missing millions, okay? So before I give my opinion, I just want y'all to peep the smoke screenation of this situation, okay? Do not let her play on your intelligence, okay? Two things can be true at the same time. You could have filed for divorce because he's cheated on you for years, and you could have filed for divorce because y'all trying to, pull the damn wool over the people's eyes, okay? And look at this and not that. But let's not get into that. All right. So she says that one day she went through Tom's phone and she just saw everything. She saw the women and the dates and this, that, and all. She saw the old hoes. She saw the new hoes. She saw the ho-hos. Y'all remember the ho-ho cookies back in the day? That's besides the point. I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, so she saw all the hoes. All of that can be true at the damn same time. I believe it, okay? When you are in a situation where there is a power dynamic and a wealth dynamic between the person who has the money and the person who doesn't, sometimes in those situations, especially when it's the man who has all the power, he feels that he can do anything he wants to. And because you don't have any options, you don't have any money, XYZ, you're just going to have to deal with it, okay? And that brings me to the second point where Erica was like, I would have left him earlier if I had money, right? So my goal was to stack money so that one day I could leave. I validate that. I validate all of it. I always tell my female friends that are always saying, I want to be taken care of. I want a rich man and stuff like that. That is perfectly fine. Be all you can be, okay? Listen, I'm your biggest cheerleader. If you tell me I'm trying to be a hoe, I will support you. I'll be on the sidelines. H, O, E, girl ass you. H, let me stop. But, if you're going to do it, put your all into it, okay? That's my public service announcement. No, but in all actuality, I don't have a problem with people trying to be taken care of by rich men or rich women or whatever the case may be, okay? All I have to say is just be smart about it, right? If you know that you're depending on this person for your entire income, then I'm going to need you to stash away some money for Mad Day, okay? Because Mad Day will come where they decide to act up. And if you don't have any money stacked away, you don't have a way to get away, you're just going to have to continue to deal with it. I've said this so many times in prior videos, but it always rings true, okay? When you have a lack of employable skills, you have to get very specific and very realistic as to what it is you will and will not deal with in a relationship. And I think that breaks down this whole Tom cheating situation very, very well, okay? So Erica had to stay for a while till she could stack some money. And then, listen, the universe aligned and the damn cheating and the damn lawsuit came together at the same time. It was the perfect situation to file for divorce. I'm not going to put too much energy into it, but like I said before, this is the B storyline to the damn A storyline. Don't get confused, children. Moving forward. Crystal throws Rinna's lip kit party. I go up for these women who do these damn businesses. I've always said, if you come onto the Housewives and don't leave with, more money, more status, a business or something, you have failed yourself on the platform. I think Rinna's lip kits is a good thing for her brand. I think it's a couple years too late if you think about it, right? But listen, she couldn't have known how the beauty industry was going to evolve, and the success that, like Kylie Jenner has had with her lip kits and XYZ probably prompted her to be like, listen, my lips are my signature. Why don't I market these as well? So, good for Rinna. I really did like that Crystal threw it because Listen, it must be amazing to have a rich friend with a very nice house that, wants to do nothing but be like a lady of leisure and throw damn parties and events and galas down to the house. Crystal said if it wasn't the damn pandemic, she would have been throwing 2 to 3 events at her house per week. Okay, good for you, Crystal, and I hope you charging some of your rich friends some little concession fee or something. Slide you in on the back end or whatever. I don't know, but I can't see you fronting the bill for all the grandeur of the party planner and stuff. So I think maybe you just provide the forum and they foot the bill for everything else, however it go. But y'all drop down in the comments if you are a rich white woman, a rich Chinese woman, a rich woman, period, okay? And you want to throw my parties down to your damn expensive ass backyard. I am here for it. Moving forward. Okay, to Dorit confronts Garcelle because she says that Garcelle is coming for her. I have 3 things I really want to talk about with this, y'all. But before I get into that, I think it's helpful to just set out what the exact issue is, right? So from Dorit's perspective, Dorit is saying that Garcelle keeps coming for her, right? Taking these jabs everywhere she can at her, right? And she's saying it's in a sort of an aggressive way. She seems to do it all the time, right? Garcelle says that her coming after Dorit is more as a result of the things that Dorit says and that she's long-winded and takes a long time to get to her point. I think that there's blame on both sides, and I also feel that to a certain extent, both sides can be right? Listen, Dorit, girl, you are long-winded, okay? And if this is going to be your Achilles heel and the damn hill that you want to die on, we can't do anything about that, okay? But as your friends, we can't sit down for, 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes when you're just trying to tell us what the damn time is on the damn clock, okay? It doesn't work that way, okay? And don't get me wrong. Garcelle holds blame too, because Garcelle can be very invasive and aggressive with the questions that she asks. And sometimes she doesn't have, the right sense of decorum in certain situations, right? Though I do go up for her because I feel that her main tenet is to try to get to the truth, and sometimes she goes about it in a very convoluted way, right? So let's just place that on the front end, okay? Now, I also go up for Dorit in this situation because, it surprised the hell out of me, the way that the vigor that she had when she came at Garcelle in terms of saying, listen, I'm standing on my principles. You are not going to keep sunning me, okay? I am going to tell you like it is or how I perceive it, right? And we're going to deal with it there. So I go up for her in that respect. I think it was great that she, decided to attack the problem face on, right? And so I'm saying all of that because you never tear somebody down without building them back up. So that's me building you up. Now I have to tear you down just a little bit, okay? Now, okay. Just because I appreciate your vigor and, your sentiments and how directly you went towards Garcelle does not mean I also don't believe you're full of shit. I'm sorry. 2 things can exist at the same time. And let me tell you why. I have 3 main points, okay? So first off, I really don't know if I believe the sincerity regarding Dorit bringing this up to Garcelle in the respect that she brings it up in a group setting, right? If I'm your friend or this is a budding friendship or you care about, the relationship between us and I've offended you in some way, you feel like you want to talk to me about my behavior towards you, right? I think the better thing to have done was to invite her maybe to lunch, maybe out to some park or whatever, perhaps to your house with some crudité down to the damn cheese board. And, just hash out the problems there. I feel that when you bring up these issues that you have on a one-to-one level in a group setting, you allow other people's opinions and also other people's energy into it, which seems to just convolute the whole thing to me, right? So that was the first little, tenet in my head that I don't know if I believe the sincerity behind this. It seemed more like you were looking for a moment to bring it up in front of everyone versus trying to actually get to the meat of the issue. So that's number 1. Number 2, you used a bully trigger word. In the world that we live in now, 2020, 2021, etc., you just can't say any words to any, people. You can't just say what you want. You can't just pop out of, well, listen, okay. you have freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. However, okay, for every cause, there is an equal and opposite effect, right? So just because you can say whatever you want does not mean that, the effect is not going to be something that you either, like or dislike, right? So let's just preface it with that. Bully is a very inflammatory trigger word, right? Because it creates the sentiment that she's deliberately going after you with no provocation, right? So that's how bullies pretty much operate. Like they attack you for absolutely no reason. You've done absolutely nothing to deserve it. So to Garcelle's point, she's saying that I'm only coming after you because of it's sort of as a rebuttal to the things that you say, right? Or you being long-winded, or you not getting to your point. Now, Garcelle can be blamed in this situation too, because, she even admitted it's a very passive aggressive way to go about it, right? So Dorit's like, well, why didn't you just tell me? And she said, I did tell you, but it was in my own passive aggressive way. Now you can't do that. So now listen, we teach people how to treat us. So Garcelle, what have we learned in this situation? Okay, Dorit don't like passive aggression. She likes active aggression, okay? So next time you just be actively aggressive and see how that goes. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, you can't use these inflammatory words of bully and, that it's a very bullying manner that you're coming at me, because I don't think that she means you any harm. I just think that she honestly is holding your ass to the fire like y'all do in this group, okay? Like people latch onto your last words or your last sentiments, and if they're contradictory to what you're saying now, they bring it up. I think that that's just it. So you may not like it, and it might be indicative of, the fact that maybe Garcelle doesn't really like you all that well, because just from the outside looking in, it looks like Garcelle protects the people that she holds close or that she feels that are friends, right? But if y'all are not on that level, then it's fair game, right? So there could be something to her coming after you, but I don't believe that it's in a bullying mindset. I think she's just holding your feet to the fire. And third off, Dorit likes to conflate issues. And that's just another problem I have with the situation, okay? How about you talk about the issue at hand, okay? If you know that that Garcelle has such an issue, it's such a trigger point for her, that whole Palm Springs Erica issue regarding her operating off of information that she didn't have when she brought up that 1301 secret that Erica spilled that damn weekend or whatever. If you know that she feels that way about it, then trying to attach your issue, which is, in your words, diametrically opposite, okay, to what the damn matter is at hand, is wrong, right? And it seemed like you were trying to get a reaction, okay? And that's why I sort of go up for Garcelle in this sentiment or in this situation, right? Because you knew exactly what to say to get the reaction that you got. So regarding that whole you conflating issues, and to me, it just seemed like perhaps, Dorit's issue with Garcelle wasn't strong enough on its own. And in order to strengthen her case, she had to attach Erica to it. So she had to say, the same thing that you did to Erica in Palm Springs is indicative of what you're doing to me now. Absolutely not. We're comparing apples and oranges. Do not conflate issues. So listen, Dorit, I go up for your backbone, but in some respects here, it seems like you were just trying to, create a conflict and create a spectacle and create a moment. And Garcelle gave you one. You are lucky that when she stood up from that table, she did not clock your ass, okay? Because I was very worried, baby. Because when black people get up and they get mad and they start getting in your face, things can go left very quickly, but I'm glad they told her to sit down, and it went down from there, and it de-escalated. So moving forward, Erica rounds on Sutton regarding the reputation distancing. Y'all, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one, but this is why I say it's not good to bring up issues that you have with people in a group setting, okay? Because what happens? Everybody gets mad, okay? And that's what happened with Erica. It shocked the hell out of me how quickly she rounded on Sutton. Baby, Sutton does not need that smoke. I was just so glad. I was sitting back and forth, just rocking back and forth saying, Sutton, don't say nothing, girl. You keep quiet, okay? Because what I realized in my, eonless spirit of discernment is that Erica is operating from a situation where she does not have much more to lose, okay? And when you are arguing with someone like that, they will go to lengths that you might not go to in the same situation, right? So listen, I don't really think that Sutton can channel Dorit's level of, attack in terms of how she was against Garcelle. So Sutton, you just gonna have to take this L with this one and just let Erica get it out. I think you did the perfect. The laugh was a little bit, goading, but you had to say something. You couldn't just stay silent, okay? So I understand that much, but you dealing with a lady that don't got much to lose, okay? And in that point, if your reputation and your standing in the community as a rich white woman is what is what makes you you and what you value in the situation, then let Erica have this moment and just deal with it. Just stay silent, quiet, okay? Moving on to my last point, y'all. Kyle and Kathy hash out the family drama, read The Agency and American Woman. This was actually really interesting because I haven't watched the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills from the beginning. So I'm just coming into this pretty much in like the last couple seasons. I was sort of watching it, sort of not on and off, right? And so what it seemed to me is that the main issue between Kathy and Kyle seems to be communication and also letting outside influences ruin your inner relationship, right? And so, let's talk about the two issues that they brought up, because to me, those must be the two biggest ones. So she says that, the main family drama is regarding The Agency and American Woman. So from what I understand, Kathy's husband, Rick, has a brokerage agency where they do, real estate and whatnot. And Maurizio has an agency of his own called The Agency that he also is like a real estate brokerage, right? So they're in the same business. Now, from context clues, and y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if I'm messing this up, because I'm just speaking from the outside looking in and what I peeped in the situation. It seems that perhaps back in the day, Maurizio worked with or for Kathy's husband at his brokerage firm. And at some point in time, he decided to break out and pretty much, I guess, create his own agency, his own legacy, something for his family to inherit, XYZ, right? And it seemed to create a little bit of bad blood. Now, I don't know the specifics, so y'all, I'm talking from an objective perspective. If the man did not steal your client list, try to ruin your business, or put you into the ground, I do not really see the problem with him having his own agency and wanting to strike out on his own, right? And to me, this could just be a situation where, the Bible says that in marriage, you're supposed to cleave to your husband or your wife and leave all others, to the side, okay? So this could just be a situation where Kathy was riding with her husband because her husband felt a certain way about Maurizio leaving, and Kyle and her's relationship was just collateral damage, right? So a family and business is very, very hard, okay? Combining family and business, you're always going to have issues, and this seems to be indicative of it. Now, continuing in terms of their issues, The American Woman, which I guess was a movie or a series or a TV show, because, Kyle is an actress. So the issue here, in terms of what I'm understanding, and like I said, y'all, drop down in the comments if I'm getting this wrong and I don't understand the history, but it seems that Kathy had a problem with Kyle talking about their mother, right? And I am not going to talk about nobody's mama and the relationships that they had and whatnot, but I can just talk about it from my perspective. I don't like it when siblings try to take ownership of the family relationship, right? Because I have a brother, okay? And my relationship with my mother is different than his relationship with his mother, okay? And the mothers are the same. I just said it, a very convoluted way. But my relationship with my mom is the same as his relationship with his, is different than his relationship with his mother, okay? Hope that made sense. So, in my opinion, I don't think you can say boo to me regarding me portraying how I had the relationship with my parent. Don't get me wrong. Your feelings are valid. You can feel a certain way about it. You may not like it, but you need to respect that this was my interpretation of our mother and this was our relationship. And hell, if you think about it, Kyle said it was a love letter to mom. There was nothing bad about it. So once again, I really feel this was a situation of, you having certain feelings just regarding Kyle portraying your mother in a certain light, and then everybody else and their opinion coming into the fray, which just served to sort of chip away and chip away and chip away at your resolve regarding, this is my sister. She doesn't mean me any harm. She's not really trying to, come for our family and XYZ. And it just seemed to be a perfect storm. Now, the part that scared the hell out of me was that these two issues, which I guess were the main two issues, caused them to separate for 10 years, right? that is time that you will never get back. I understand being mad, and I understand that when the mother died, she was pretty much the glue that kept them all together. And, she was the peacemaker. So when she died, that whole peacemaking element died with her, and they pretty much were left to their own devices. So listen, one luxury in time that you can't replace is time. And I'm so glad that they found their way back to each other now, and they're, wiser and willing to work on the relationship. Sisters, they're going to have issues, okay? So this won't be the end of their issues regarding, their relationship. But I would hope that the 10-year separation that they had taught them to perhaps, girl, let's work it out after 3 to 6 months. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 to 6 months. You can be mad, and then after that, we need to get back on good accord. So interesting seeing that. That's why I always say, like, people always think rich people's lives are, so fanciful and something to like aspire to. But listen, new levels, new devils. Okay, which with every new level you get to, there's different conflicts, there's different problems, there's different dramas. So it was just interesting seeing the family relationship there and the breakdown of that relationship and it coming back together. But anywho, y'all, that's all I have to say on this episode. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Stereo, and Twitter at DatDamnDasher. And until next time, y'all, do not let outside influences ruin your inner relationships. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.